Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. Wisconsin arguably made the best hire of this entire offseason when they decided to let go of Paul Chryst mid-season and bring in Luke Fickell from Cincinnati. Fickell went 57-18 in 6 years with the Bearcats. For me, he is the best hire of this offseason, and he's now bringing a completely different look to Wisconsin football, especially on the offensive side of the ball. You look at what Wisconsin's done these last few years. Yes, they've won games. Yes, they've won Big Ten West crowns. But in the last 5 years, Wisconsin has averaged over 30 points per game just one time. That was back in 2019. The last 3 years combined, Wisconsin's averaging just 25.6 points per game. The offense simply isn't getting it done. The bully ball of a stout offensive line and just ground and pound, it's been working. They're winning games. But imagine how much better Wisconsin could be if they had a more competent offense, a more balanced offense, one that had an actual dangerous threat at quarterback. That's what Fickell's bringing to the table. And we're going to break all that down today as to why Wisconsin could go on to win the Big Ten West in Fickell's first year in Madison. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. We're so glad that you could join us today. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share our videos. Please continue to share the videos and check out everything down in the description below because, guys, here at the Gridiron Expert, football never dies. The college football season, it never ends here at the Gridiron Expert, and we want you to become a part of that. We want you to take advantage of that. We want you to join our conversation. We want you to join our GE Nation. Become a part of something special here at the Gridiron Expert. And again, you can do that by liking. You can do that by subscribing. You can do that by hitting that notification button so you don't miss out on any of our future videos, including game-by-game predictions for every single college football team that's starting up in a little over a month. And that's going to include game-by-game predictions for your Wisconsin Badgers as well. So you take a look at the Badgers, guys. I love the hire from Luke Fickell, and I love what he's doing already on the offensive side of the ball. You take a look at this new look offense that can completely transform this Wisconsin football program and take them to completely brand new heights. Because again, the Badgers, yes, they were winning they had double-digit win seasons. They had New Year's Six Bowl appearances. They had New Year's Bowl wins, but they want to win Big Ten championships. They want to go to the college football playoffs. They've been close a few times, but the offense has kind of held them back a little bit. Always stout defense, not always a great offense. And you take a look at the new look offense, look, they're still going to have the ground and pound, right? Wisconsin's still going to have a fantastic rushing attack because one of the best running backs in the country is returning to Madison in Braelon Allen. He rushed for over 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns last year, and in 2021 had over 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns. So he is one of the best in the Big Ten, one of the best in the business. Wisconsin brings him back. The offensive line, stout once again, and Luke Fickell even addressed that through the transfer portal, bringing in Jake Renfro and Joe Huber on the offensive line from Cincinnati. They also added Max Rader from North Dakota State. So anybody that departed from last year for Wisconsin, basically Luke Fickell came in and replaced with his guys to the transfer portal. The offensive line is going to be stout again. Braelon Allen's going to go off for over 1,000 yards again. Not too worried about that. What I'm most excited about for what Luke Fickell's doing offensively is what he's done at the quarterback and the wide receiver corps, what he's doing with those guys. He went in and brought Tanner Mordecai in from SMU. And while he's not necessarily the guaranteed starter right now, I think many are leaning his way. A guy that threw for over 3,500 yards last year, 33 touchdowns, and just 10 interceptions, completed 65% of his passes in 2022. Tanner Mordecai, assuming he gets the starting job, and I believe that he will be the best quarterback that Wisconsin has had since Russell Wilson. And there's no denying that. I mean, look, who has Wisconsin had in the past? It just comes to show you. Joe Stave, Alex Hornibrook, Jack Cohn, Graham Mertz. Those are the guys. It's been Russell Wilson and then all those guys that we just mentioned, and now Tanner Mordecai. Tanner Mordecai is the best one out of Stave, Hornibrook, Cohn, and Mertz. And those guys had some decent careers. They won some games in Wisconsin, but they weren't necessarily winning them all through the year. They were relying on the run game. Those guys were game managers. Tanner Mordecai is a difference maker. He's going to come in and win games through the air, unlike those other quarterbacks could do. When you look at the numbers, guys, look, Wisconsin since 2010, over the last 12, 13 years, Wisconsin has averaged over 200 passing yards per game just 3 times. The last time they did that was in 2019 when they averaged 200.1 passing yards per game. So really, if you don't want to count that, they've averaged over 200 passing yards per game just twice since 2010. The other was when they had over 228 passing yards in 2015 and 234 in 2011. That was with Russell Wilson. So in 228.3 in 2015, they didn't have Russell Wilson there. Didn't have him in 2019. But keep that in mind, guys. I believe that Luke Fickell is going to come in, and with Tanner Mordecai in year one, the Badgers will average over 200 passing yards per game with ease for the first time since 2019, while still managing roughly over 150 rushing yards per game on the ground behind Braelon Allen. Why are they going to do that? Well, because they've got a competent quarterback under center now, because they've got a strong offensive line. They also have great wide receivers. Wide receiver Will Pauling transferring in from Cincinnati. C.J. Williams transferring in from USC. Bryson Green transferring in from Oklahoma State. Many probably most excited for him. And then Quincy Burrows also transferring in from Cincinnati. Also, we're forgetting a key part here. We're talking so much on Luke Fickell. Fickell made a phenomenal hire by bringing in Phil Longo as his new offensive coordinator, stealing him from North Carolina, where, he just helped develop Drake May, who's going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the entire country this year with the Tar Heels. Think about this. We have not seen this type of offense from Wisconsin. And I know they haven't taken the field yet. I know they haven't played a game yet. I could fall flat on my face on this prediction, but I don't think I am. Wisconsin has the receivers. They've got a quarterback who can actually air it out, who is accurate, and who can completely change the game and stretch the field. You have one of the best running backs in the conference at your disposal behind you. This is an offensive like Wisconsin that we have never seen before, an offense from Wisconsin that could easily be the best, if not better, than the one we saw in 2011 under Russell Wilson. Probably the best one since then. And yes, Wisconsin had some great players come through there, especially at the running back position. It's all going to look extremely different now. There's no doubt in my mind this Badgers offense will be more explosive. They will be more balanced. And let me tell you something, Wisconsin's got one heck of a schedule. They have got one heck of a schedule to do some damage in year one under Luke Fickell. I mean, look at this. In their first couple games, they have to travel to Washington State, who actually beat the Badgers last year in Madison, major upset at the beginning of the year. They have to travel to Purdue, dealing with a new head coach of their own and Ryan Walters. So those first few games, not necessarily easy, but ones that Wisconsin's probably going to be favored in. A 5-0 start is not out of the question for the Badgers as they head into their game against Iowa, who, they get to host one of their biggest Big Ten West competitors, and the Badgers get to host them. So it would not be a shock if Wisconsin was 4-1, 5-0 heading into that Iowa game. They host Iowa. They host Ohio State. Talk about a trap game for the Buckeyes, especially if this offense pans out for Wisconsin. And they host a Nebraska team for Matt Rule that may not be a world beater by any means in year one, but it's certainly going to be way better than what we've seen these last few years from Nebraska under Scott Frost. They avoid Penn State out of the East. They avoid Michigan out of the East. Their East teams are Ohio State, who they host, and they draw Rutgers and Indiana, arguably two of the worst teams in that division. Rutgers improving, Indiana not so much. This is a phenomenal schedule for Luke Fickell in year one. The defense is going to be just as good as they've been in years past. The offense is going to be light years better. You've got a coach that has taken a team like Cincinnati to the college football playoff, and now you've got a schedule like this? I'm not penciling in Wisconsin to win the Big Ten West right now, but I am saying that right now they are absolutely my favorite to do it, and they're going to do it in a way that we have not seen before from Wisconsin, at least in a way that we haven't seen in over 10 years. Fear the Badgers. Beware the Badgers. This Wisconsin new look offense is going to take the Big Ten West by storm. And you do not need to be surprised when or if Luke Fickell gets this team to the Big Ten championship. And I wouldn't be shocked if they even went on to win it. This team has all the pieces to be dangerous. This team has all the pieces to possibly be your next Big Ten champion. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, including our website, thegridironexpert.com. Because again, guys, here at the Gridiron Expert, college football never dies. The season never ends here on our channel. We want you to become a part of that. We want you to join our conversation. We want you to become a part of our GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.